Into the boroughs, the faithful tune in. Gary Mack's in the booth, let the musings begin. Orange and blue, through the highs and the lows, breaking down every pitch, cause that's how it goes. It's MetsMusings, where the stories ignite. A recap, a rant, and a Saturday night. Stats and passion, a voice fans trust. All for the team that's forever with us.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of MetsMusings. Well, it's over. The season is over. The New York Mets did not make the playoffs with a very weak weekend showing against the Miami Marlins. They took one game out of three. If they had won two games, they would have been in the playoffs, but they were not. They were eliminated by the Cincinnati Reds, ending up in a tie for the last wild card spot, and unfortunately, Cincinnati had the tiebreaker. I don't like tiebreakers. I think they're a little silly, only because if it goes to your division and you're in a different division and you're in a weaker division, you got a better chance of winning the tiebreaker. Never mind all of that right now. The fact is the Mets had their opportunities and they blew it. They just didn't play good baseball. The final two weekend, you can just look at the two weekend series. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Nationals. Again, if they would have won one game there, they probably would have been in. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Marlins. Again, they didn't make it, and in a way, they really didn't deserve to make it. And we're going to go hash over this all off season probably and figure out, talk again and again what could go on, what moves they could make. We shall see as we go along. But for now, they didn't make it. And that's the bottom line. And we'll look a little bit into that in just a minute. But Steve Cohen has talked to the fans, released a statement. He said he's feeling the Mets' pain after they missed the playoffs. And he apologized to the fan base as they come to grips with the ending of the season. Mets fans everywhere, he said, I owe you an apology. And this was Monday on X. You did your part by showing up and supporting the team. We didn't do our part. We will do a post-mortem and figure out the obvious and less obvious reasons why the team didn't perform up to your and my expectations. We are all feeling raw emotions today. I know how much time and effort you have put into this team. The result was unacceptable. Your emotions tell me how much you care and continues to motivate the organization to do better. Thank you to the best fan in sports. That's from Steve Cohen, the owner of the New York Mets. Now, David Stern also spoke to the media on Monday, and he said that left no doubt at all that Carlos Mendoza will be back as manager of the Mets. This is a good move. You don't want to start moving in and out guys and managers and things like that. It's just, it doesn't work right. So keeping Mendoza left, he has the third year on his contract coming up. This will be his third season. He's done a good job. Look, he's won 72 and 152 in his career, 20 games over 500 in the 2 seasons he's been with the Mets. That's pretty hard not to knock. I mean, he's done a good job. This something didn't click this year. And, and to Stern's credit, he sat there and he took questions about his trade deadline strategy, the team construction, the club's early exit, and everything else. And he took it like a man. I mean, so did Mendoza. He stood there and answered questions and talked to the press and everything. And that's what you ask. That's what you want to see. Stearns, however, did not commit to the same way to the members of the coaching staff. He said Team Brass will evaluate that group over the next week before announcing potential changes. And I think there will be some changes in the coaching staff. I feel that there might be a new hitting coach coming in. I feel that there may be a change even in the bench coach. Who knows? We shall see. I think the one to really look for is the hitting coach. I think Jeremy Hefner is safe as the pitching coach, but you never know. You never know what could happen in this crazy season. So that's from David Stern. They're gonna look at these things and look. It's hard to fathom what happened this season. It's hard to figure it out. They had the best record in baseball, and then in June it all fell apart. It slowly fell apart. It drifted the whole rest of the season, and it began really with an injury to Cody Senga. And then continued with Griffin Canning getting hurt and Tyler McGill getting hurt. And, Frankie Montas came back from an injury, but he was not effective at all. And then he got hurt again. Sean Manaea came back from an injury, and he was nowhere near the pitcher he was in 2024. Now we find out he's got loose chips in his elbow that may need surgery. Get the surgery, get the elbow cleaned out so you're ready for next year. Kodai Senga, we don't know. He came back. He wasn't effective. Actually, even went to the minors to try to figure it out. Who knows where he's going to be next year? Who knows where anybody's going to be? A lot of questions in this offseason. Pete Alonso already said he's opting out. So we know that. And let me just say this about that. It's his right to opt out. I'm not denying that's the contract he signed. But he went on saying how great he is. He loves his team. He loves his teammates and all of this stuff. And I want to be a Met and all of that. And then in the next breath, he's opting out of his contract. I mean, if you feel that way, maybe you should stay. You've got another year on your contract. Maybe you should honor that year. All that being said, he has the right to opt out, and he's going to opt out. Same thing with Edward Diaz. But Edward Diaz, he kind of took a more reasonable approach to this and said he's going to discuss it with his family. He's going to think it over and see. He loves being here. He loves being a Met. He went through all of that, but he's going to talk it over with his family. That really was kind of the better answer in a way, because you could say, all right, he's going to consider staying here, not opting out. He'll opt out. He'll probably opt out. Anybody would opt out. But it's just, I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way sometimes. But look, that's me. And as I said, they have every right to opt out. It's in their contract. But so we'll see what happens on that point. Lots of decisions to be made. Starling Marte is a free agent. Jesse Winker is a free agent. Cedric Mullins is a free agent. Gregory Soto, Brooks Raley, Ryan Helmsley. Let's see, who else? A.J. Minter, I believe. I don't know if he has a team option or a player option. Same thing with Montas. I think he has a player option, and I would assume that he had Tommy John, sir. He would accept it because he's going to miss the year anyway. But we'll see on that as well. And then there's arbitration. Who's eligible for arbitration? I don't have the names right now, but who they going to offer contract to? Who are they not going to offer contract to? Lots of things. Free agents. What free agents are going to be available? Who do they go after? We will talk about all of this in the off season. For right now, it's kind of up in the air, and we got to digest everything and come back to earth. But the season's over. It was a big disappointment for most Met fans, and but we go on, and we shall see what happens. And this is going to be a real short show today. I just wanted to do something to get it out there, my feelings, and I'm I'm a little, ticked off, hurt like everybody else is, but what are you going to do? It's still just a game. It's a sport, and there's bigger things in life to worry about, but we kind of like to have this as our enjoyment. We kind of like to win once in a while, and it just didn't happen. For whatever reason, this team just didn't have the same spark. There was something missing from last year's team this year. And, you can go through the whole season and think about a game that if you would have won here or there, it wasn't just about this weekend or last weekend. You can go back to April and think about a game that they should have won, that they lost maybe late in the game or something like that. And but it's all on water under the bridge now. The season's over. The playoffs are here, and we'll see who comes out on top. And not really any dominating teams like the Dodgers have been the last few years. So we'll see. See who gets hot in the playoffs and moves on and meets in the World Series. But now let's take a quick break, and we'll come back with some award news, and that'll be the show for this week. So listen to this.
Baseball and BBQ, your place for interesting baseball talk, opinions, and history.
Baseball and BBQ, your place for barbecue recipes, tips, and interviews from the world of barbecue. If you like baseball and if you like barbecue, then tune in to Baseball and BBQ. Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and BaseballTalkRadio.com.
And we're back. And now, for the final time, let's go down on the farm. Okay, and the third annual MILB Awards show aired on MLB Network on Monday night, and hardware was handed out to the best of the best in the minor leagues during the 2025 season. And two guys that, among everyone else, two New York Mets pitchers were honored by the MLB Network. And they are Jonah Tong and Nolan McLean. Jonah Tong won the minor league pitching prospect of the year, and Nolan McLean won the breakout pitcher of the year. So congratulations to those two guys. And they racked up some nice hardware this off season. And next year, hopefully, they'll both break into the rotation. I think McLean is a no-brainer. Tong may need a little bit more seasoning. We'll see what happens. But I think we can look for those two guys very soon in the as constants in the rotation. So that's it. That's all for this week's show. It's a quickie, I know, but just wanted to get some thoughts out there at the end of the season. And next week, I hope, we're going to delve into this a little bit more with our round table crew. We're trying to put it together, so hopefully on next week's show will be the round table crew. So be looking for that. And don't forget, MetsMusings, the podcast is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts. You also can see the video on YouTube or on Rumble. So check it out. And on TikTok. We're also on TikTok. You can watch the video on TikTok if you choose to. And make sure you subscribe as well. And that way you never miss an episode of the podcast. And as I said, that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. I will see you the next time. But until then, remember, keep the faith, stay optimistic, and let's go Mets. I'm Gary Mack. I'll see you next time on another edition of Mets Musings.